I have a couple pretty exciting announcements to make today. So I think people have known that we've talked about on previous calls before about the ability to build on top and to cover new types of risk now that Nexus Mutual V2 is live. And today we'll be officially announcing our partnership with InShare, which is the specialist in alternative risk transfer and mutuals, who is working with the retail mutual. We did talk about the retail mutual on our last call, but we'll be posting an official announcement today at 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UTC. So with this partnership, Nexus Mutual is going to become the first to use on-chain capital to cover excess losses for a traditional discretionary mutual. By working with the mutual, InShare can support the retail mutual and protect more retail businesses across the UK against small business risk, such as fire, theft, and accidental damage. InShare purchased excess of loss and aggregate stop loss cover. You can see that on the Covers Dune dashboard, and that allows their client to pass risk on to Nexus Mutual's $270 million capital pool. And with this, Nexus can now further expand into real world risk and underwrite new lines of business that aren't correlated to crypto markets, which is a massive, massive development. I imagine, much like some of the other deals that we've closed that have broken into a new market sector and a new product type, that once this announcement goes out, we'll see more interest, which will likely lead to more discussions about deals of this nature that talk about more real world risk. And of course, he was shared before that foundation teams have been looking at other types of real world risk and products that should be developed and introduced over time as well. So when I have updates about any future deals, I will let you know. But for today, you can look for those announcements across our socials. And there will be a forthcoming article published by CoinDesk sometime today as well. So really exciting. I'll stop here for a moment and ask if anybody has any questions about this announcement.
Yeah, I'd have one.
Sure.
So what are the limitations? So it must be under the framework of the discretionary mutual claims decision mechanism on the one hand, and or what are the limits for thinking of certain things? So can parametric insurance like earthquake cover be covered in this business?
So for this specific product type, for like excess cover loss, this is basically allowing somebody to use the mutual for a discretionary version of reinsurance. So it's not quite the same. Could the mutual underwrite real world risks such as like real world catastrophic risks such as fire, earthquake, things like that? Yes. I mean the way the Nexus Mutual V2 protocol is built, there is optionality for adding parametric triggers. So that is definitely a real world case. However, I think it depends on how the cover wording is put together and how things are structured. The trigger for this one specifically for the retail mutual cover is the excess loss. So that excess loss and the aggregate stop loss is defined within the cover wording for this product. So if losses by the retail mutual exceed a certain number or a certain percentage, then they're able to file a claim and that risk is passed off onto the mutual. So that is all defined in the retail mutuals cover wording. But as for other product types that could be developed, yes, there definitely is the potential to underwrite different kinds of real world catastrophic risk. It really, I imagine, would depend on how you do that and where you're offering it, since insurance is pretty heavily regulated around the world in many different places. So it's really how you set that up, offer that, and structure that.
I think there will be limitations, and the question is if this legal construct that you have, which works in the UK, if you can go abroad to cover real insurance risks. Yeah, you can of course then say no, it's not insurance. We are kind of betting, or yeah, we're not. But I guess there will be limitations, and of course it would be interesting to hear what businesses, what lines of business you are looking at, and also the markets that you're looking at.
Yeah. Well, I know in the past that Hugh has talked about directors and officers coverage, and I'm trying to think if there's any others that he's mentioned, but I think that's the only one I can think of for now, other than excess loss cover.
I have a question. Does this product, is it filed with regulators, or are there any policy forms that we need to, because I guess most of what we're doing has been non-discretionary coverage, so we haven't had to file it. So products like these, how's the filing process work?
Yeah, this is still discretionary cover, and this is an agreement between two discretionary mutuals, Nexus Mutual and then the Retail Mutual, which is another discretionary mutual in the UK. Yeah, so the other big one is that Uno Re protocol has decided to build on top of Nexus Mutual. If you look in the staking pool, Uno Re Watchdog launched this week. So staking pool 18 is now live. They've launched their pool 18, and this is another quota share cover setup, very similar to how Sherlock is structured. Uno Re is providing auditing and coverage services to various projects. And as they sell cover and expand, expand their product offering for different projects that are launching that want audits and then coverage afterwards, then as they sell cover, they buy quota share cover from the mutual, and members benefit from Uno Re's growth. So now we have Sherlock and Uno Re building within the Nexus Mutual ecosystem, offsetting some of their risks, expanding capital, and adding new revenue streams to the capital pool. Over time, as their product grow, I expect more revenue to come in, but they've bought their first initial covers here in the last week, and they will be purchasing more in the coming weeks as well. So this is another exciting one. More people building pools on top, expanding coverage within their current distribution model, and then driving revenue back to the mutual. So between covering excess loss in the real world and covering it on chain, there's a lot of potential for growth, both within DeFi and within traditional markets as well. So yeah, we'll have more further announcement about that coming out here in the next coming week or so. And when that's live, we'll announce that across our social channels as well.